Hi guys, welcome to Code Patcher, and in this video I will discuss Laravel Sanctum. So Laravel Sanctum provides the authentication system to our application. So it uses two type authentication system. One is the token based and second one is the cookie based. So in this video we will discuss only that, and we will focus only the token based authentication system. Okay, so let's start it. And first of all we will install it. Okay, so if you see, it says that in recent versions Laravel actually started to include this package by default, and if you don't have this package, by checking the composer.json file, then you can install it using the composer required Laravel Sanctum. So in our case I have freshly installed this setup, and it includes it by default and 2.11 version. Okay, so we don't need to install it. So let's move to the second step. So in the second step it says that using the vendor publish, it generates the migrate file for the Sanctum tokens. Okay, so in this migration file, it create the table, so it can store all the tokens for the user. So let's paste it here, the command line, and just press enter, and migration copied to the database migrations. So if you check it here, let's refresh it, the migration, this one is created by the Laravel Sanctum. Okay, the table name is the personal access token, which will store all the tokens generated by Laravel Sanctum. Okay, so let's migrate it. So PHP artisan migrate. Okay, and just press enter. So it migrated all the table. Okay, and let's check it out with using our database Laravel, and let's refresh it so we can see the tables. So you can see here the personal access token and users table along with some other tables. So initially it is empty, obviously, and if you check the user table, it is also empty. So okay, so the next step will be to create a controller. But before that I want to show you one more thing, that Laravel Sanctum provides one trait that has a function to create a token. Okay, so that trait it is has API tokens trait, and that trait, if we open it, has several function. It has the token can, so we can generate the token based on our actions, also different actions. Okay, we will talk about later for this on this. And we have also create token methods. So using this method we will create a token. Okay, and also some other functions like a current access token and a with access token. So current access token, using the current access token we can fetch the current token for the user, and with access token we can set the token to the user. Okay, so this needs to be implemented or used by user model, and it is already does, so we don't need to do anything here. Okay, so let's create our controller using the PHP artisan command. make controller. Okay, let's say auth controller, press enter. So controller is created successfully, and if we see in app http controller folder, we can see our controller file is created. Okay, so in this file we will create some methods, or you can say very precisely two methods, one for the register and second one for the login. So freshly user can register using this function, using the register method, and if once the user is created, then if it comes later, then he can log in and generate the token and use your application. Okay, so actually I have already created this function somewhere. To save the time, I am just only paste it, but we will go through what is happening here. So let's switch off this command, and let's start with the register function. So I am not doing any fancy thing here. I just validated the incoming data, name, email and password here. Okay, and then if it is validated, if this data is validated, then I create the user from them. Okay, and then I use the create token method from the Sanctum trait. Okay, which is implemented by our user model. Okay, using the auth token. Okay, auth token is a field, it's a token name. Okay, and the plain text token is attribute. So actually Laravel Sanctum stored the token in a SHA format. Okay, SHA 256 format, but we show the user we have to show the user in different plain text format. So we use the plain text token here, attribute here, and then store in the token variable and return to the user in the JSON format. In access token attribute, we return the token which we have created, and the token type bearer. That token type will be bearer, and we need to send that token as a bearer type in the header in our request to access any resource that uses the Laravel Sanctum. Okay. Also in the login, we just validate the user, validate the input data. We are taking the email and password, two fields. Okay, and using the auth facade here, and it's a tab method to login it, and if it is if login credential is valid, then we move to the next line and fetch the user details. Okay, so here I just want one token at a time for any user, so I delete all the other tokens for that user. Okay, and then I create the freshly new token here and return it to the user, say bearer. Okay, so these are the two simple functions. Okay, so we have to also include some file here for the user model. We have to include. Okay, and second one is the hash, because we are hashing the password here. Okay, here, and third one will be the auth facade we are using here. Okay, that's it. We are good to go now. Okay, so that is our auth controller. Okay, and the next thing we need to add some routes so that we can access our register and login function through that route. So let's move to the root folder, and let's open the api.php. Okay, so let's add it here, root post register. Okay, and we need to give our controller class and its method name. Okay, like this, and same we need to create for the login. Like this. Okay, we need to prefix with the slash it. Okay, and we are good to go. So we can access the register action using the register URI here. Okay, and with the login URI we can access our login method of our auth controller. Okay, and you can see it's some resource / user, so it uses the auth sanctum middleware. So whatever if you have any route and you need to authenticate with the with this token system, then you need to use this middleware auth sanctum. Okay, so if we access this resource right now without any user, then it will throw an error to us. So let's check it out. So I am using the Insomnia. Okay, so it's a register method. Let's access the user first without any token, because we don't have any token, it's old data here. So I'm using the our local URL API prefix, okay, and user, because we have here user root, and if we send, it returns the message unauthenticated. Okay, also in headers we you need to use the accept what type data you are going to accept in your API. So you need to declare it accept application JSON. If you don't use it here in header, then it will throw a 500 error or some exception. Okay, so it is must accept attribute in the header. Okay, so let's register first our first user. So name, email and password, we have here 3 fields here: name, email and password for the registration. Okay, and send it. So it generates the bearer token. So let's copy it, and for the user resource bearer, we need to send as bearer and enabled. And if you send, it returns the user detail. Okay, because if in the user root we are returning the current user. Okay, same apply for the login. So for the login we are taking 2 inputs, email and password. Okay, so the registered user is our John. So let's email and password here, this is a do basically @test, and the password test @123. Okay, if we send, then it login. If we try to use some other user, then it will be fail, invalid login credential. Okay, and send it. If we provide the right credential, then it return the access token, and using this token we can access our resource like this, and it returns. Okay, and now if we check our database, so our user John Doe, it's inserted, is created in that, and we check the personal access token, it creates a token, and now you can see here it stores the token in a SHA format. Okay, there's a name of the auth token which we have given at the time of the token creation here. Okay, and here's the tokenable type, which model we are using, user, and the ID. Okay, so that's it. It's very simple to implement, and it's a very lightweight, and we can just use it and start our building application and authenticate user for this. So if you like it, then like and subscribe our channel, and I will be here again very soon. Thank you so much.